Hey. No contact with the prisoner.
Can you help me out here?
Okay, yeah.
How are you? You're fine? You spent the night in jail. You are claustrophobic.
It was one night. They got nothing on me.
Sonny, they found a gun in my office.
They have no proof. They have no proof that it's mine. You okay?
No. I'm not okay. Well, they're gonna formally charge your dad, and then what always happens will happen. He'll find a way out of it.
Well, he could be innocent.
But there's strong circumstantial evidence against him.
Circumstantial. Yeah.
Okay, you know your father better than I do. You tell me what he would do if he thought Anthony tried to shoot Dante. Do you think he would let Anthony get away, or do you think he would try and shoot out his tires and kill Anthony in a way that wouldn't trace back to him?
Anthony has a lot of enemies.
Dante didn't want to prove him guilty. He wanted to find proof that he was innocent, but that's not what's happening.
You know, I'm glad my dad has a good attorney because, like everybody else in this town, you're already convinced that he's guilty.
Please, just listen to what I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you right now, I had nothing. And I had nothing to do with that crash. Do you understand?
Into a courtroom.
I don't care.
I know you don't care, but you have to stay quiet for me, please. Stay quiet.
She's right. Sonny, don't say anything to incriminate yourself.
Okay, I'm going to tell you both right now, all right? That gun you found in Kate's office was not mine. I swear to you on my children's lives.
We're not the ones you need to convince.
This is a mistake.
Sonny, a witness heard you making threats at Anthony. You were carrying around a 9mm. You had motive, means, opportunity, and no alibi.
I am innocent. And instead of wasting your time, you need to find out who that gun belongs to.
Michael, I'm not saying father's guilty.
Except you kind of are,
No,
actually.
I do not want to see Dante get crushed again. He cares about Sonny a lot.
My dad cares just as much about him.
I know.
Do you?
That Sonny loves his kids, yeah. Look, believe me, I wish things were different for both of them.
Maybe someday they will be. These are the dancers who were attacked. Abby's friends. Thought the cops forgot about this.
Well, not Dante.
Was there any leads? I mean, do they still think the attacker might be a regular at Bounce?
The case is cold. You've got nothing to go on.
That's not entirely true.
You are a great investigator. All you gotta do is keep digging. You'll find proof that I did not cause the accident.
I'm sorry, Sonny, but the evidence I'm about to present does not work in your favor.
There are so many people that would jump at the chance to put me in prison. Whether I'm guilty or not, just because they think that I deserve it for everything else that I've done.
What do you say?
I say you're better than that.
Well, I'm not going to fabricate evidence. I'm definitely not going to suppress it either. No matter how I feel personally or however much I want to believe that you are innocent, I got a job to do.
It's time.
Let's go.
Hold on one second. I'd like a word with you.
Whatever you can tell me, I'd appreciate it.
Dante found some footprints.
Lulu!
Footprints.
In the alley where Dolores was jumped, he thought they belonged to the attacker, so he took some pictures on his cell phone.
Okay, what did he turn up?
Well, nothing, because the pictures are gone.
After everything we've been through, you need to know I'm not lying about this.
Sonny, put the gun. We made love. It must have fallen on the table out of your waistband.
It was a setup. Somebody planted that gun. Probably on orders from Johnny.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Colin Shepard presiding.
Please take your seats.
No surprises, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that, Counselor?
Nothing, Your Honor. Ready to proceed.
We're here to read the charges against Michael Corinthos Jr. and, if necessary, to set bail. You're up.
With your permission, Your Honor, I'll have the arresting officer describe the details of the case.
I'll allow it. Please, state your name for the court.
Detective Dante Falconeri, Your Honor.
You can join me up here, Detective.
Please tell us the facts of the case, Detective, if you would.
On the night of February 28th, I arrived at the scene of a fatal accident. A car had gone through the guardrail and down the ravine below and exploded. A man and a child were trapped inside.
What was the cause of the accident?
A second vehicle registered to Anthony Zaccara spun out of control into oncoming traffic because the two rear tires had been shot out.
Were you able to recover the bullets?
Yes, we recovered 2 slugs from Mr. Zacara's vehicle. We matched those to a gun that was subsequently recovered in the office of Kate Howard, the girlfriend of Mr. Corinthos. Measurements taken at the scene indicate that the loss of the 2 rear tires propelled Mr. Zacara's vehicle into oncoming traffic. That was the direct cause of the accident. Whoever shot out those 2 tires is responsible for the deaths of the 2 passengers trapped inside the car. Cole Thornhart and his daughter, Hope Manning.
Thank you, Detective.
Don't react.
It's the determination of this court that sufficient evidence has been presented. Michael Corinthos Jr., you're being charged with the attempted murder of Anthony Zaccara, along with vehicular manslaughter and the subsequent deaths of Cole Thornhart and Hope Manning.
The charges against my client were brought after a rushed and inadequate investigation. The only so-called evidence is a gun that they can't trace to my client.
As Detective Falconeri stated, the weapon was recovered from Kate Howard's office. Mr. Corinthos admits to being in that office less than 24 hours after the accident.
Miss Howard's office is located on the 3rd floor of the Metro Court Hotel. It's accessible by a common elevator. Anyone could have planted the gun. Motion to dismiss.
Motion denied.
What computer?
Work.
And they just vanished.
Not exactly.
Okay, well, they gotta be here somewhere if they're uploading. Doesn't the department have a tech guy or
Dante
something?
thinks someone deleted them.
What?
I don't know. I was uploading them. I go to the evidence room. I come back. The pictures are off the computer and the cell phone.
In the middle of the station, who would do that?
I don't know, but Dante's not going to let it go, okay?
All right, I should probably get to the courthouse. See, Raymond's probably started.
Wait, Michael, are you okay? I mean, that girl,
Star.
she was very lucky to have you take her to the hospital.
Yeah, she wasn't lucky when she lost her boyfriend or little girl. I was there. And the look on her face when she was told.
Look, Dante said that you did everything you could to save them.
When you lose somebody you love, all you're left with is questions. You know, why did it happen? Is it somebody's fault? You know, you want to blame somebody. You want to fight somebody.
Thanks, Sonny.
Star lost the people she loves the most. And she wants justice. I know. I want the same for Abby.
The only matter remaining is the question of bail.
We request the defendant be held without bail.
My client has significant ties in the community.
Mr. Corinthos is a known flight risk. He has offshore assets, property in several countries, including some without extradition treaties.
Mr. Corinthos has 4 children in the United States, 2 of whom reside right here in Port Charles. He wouldn't even consider abandoning them.
The defendant threatened to kill Anthony Zaccara in front of witnesses. Now, Mr. Zacara's whereabouts are still unknown. If Mr. Corinthos is released, he could very well attempt to finish what he started and add a third homicide to his tally.
I'm going to object because that's inflammatory.
May I remind you, counselors, we are not at trial.
Your Honor, the evidence is entirely circumstantial. There is no witness that saw him shoot out Mr. Zacara's tires. There is no witness that saw him drop off a gun in Miss Howard's office. There are no fingerprints. There are no forensics. There's absolutely nothing to tie my client to the gun.
Your Honor, the state looks forward to proving its case at trial, provided the defendant remains in the country to be tried.
And my client looks forward to proving his innocence. However, I feel it's absurd to throw him behind bars when the killer is actually walking around out there.
It's nice that you get to work close to Dante, but you can't be giving out case information to civilians.
Civilians? Michael's Abby's family.
He's also the son of the local crime lord.
So is Dante.
Dante took an oath. And don't even go there about freedom of information. It doesn't apply when it compromises an ongoing investigation.
Or put other officers at risk.
Exactly.
So that's why you're so concerned about this, because the only officer I put at risk is the one who sabotaged the upload.
Yeah?
I asked you yesterday if you saw anyone near Dante's computer.
And I told you no.
Except for you.
What?
There was no one near Dante's computer, except for you.
Are you accusing me of deleting those photos?
Your Honor, please, the argument is hard.
Bail is set at $1.5 million. All parties will be notified of the trial date. I strongly advise that you come prepared with a more compelling argument at that time. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Alexis, call Bernie. He'll get the money.
You're welcome.
Does this mean you're free to go?
It's all circumstantial evidence, you know, barely that.
You know this is going to get more difficult when we get into discovery.
Give me a second, okay? Dante. You gave your testimony, and I know it was difficult. You were fair, and I appreciate that.
I just want to find out the truth. I bet that girl in the hospital who loves her family, that's all she wants to.
I destroyed evidence that could put a criminal behind bars? Why would I do that?
I don't know. You tell me.
I was one of his victims. I want this guy stopped more than anything in this world.
You guys want to keep it down a little? What the hell is going on?